Where is the best place to buy a rental property in Big Bear? I keep getting asked this question, especially now people are noticing that prices are finally dipping in Big Bear. People who bought 2 years ago are now selling their property for less. Not many places in Southern California are going down in price. Big Bear is one of them. So if you are looking to get a rental property, 2025 could be a good time for you. But where should you buy? Is Moonridge a good place? By the snow, by the slopes, by the zoo? Is Sugarloaf a good place? It's slightly cheaper, more bang for your buck. What about nearer to the airport where people drive in if they're coming from LA? Is this a good spot? What about Fawnskin or Boulder Bay? Boulder Bay is beautiful. Surely that's a great place to live. Well, today I'm going to discuss these locations and tell you where I think the best place to buy is. If you have a budget of about $350,000 to $700,000, if you ask me, that's the sweet spot. You can make 70, 80, 90 grand a year on about a $600,000 investment. Try finding that anywhere else in Southern California. Today, I'm going to show you where and what you should do to your rental to make sure you get the most bang for your buck. A lot of people are buying these rental properties, not getting the rent they think they deserve because they're making at least 3 or 4 simple mistakes. Today, I'll let you know what they are as well. All right, let's get to it. There's over 500 homes on the market right now in Big Bear, ranging from 190 grand to over $5 million. Days on market is approaching 5 months, and 45% of listings in Big Bear right now have had price drops. So as you can see, there is room to negotiate. If you have a strong realtor on your side, hello, you can definitely negotiate these prices down right now. But where should you live in Big Bear? So I'm sure you're saying, Matt, cut to the chase. Tell us where to live. Well, this is what I think. Fawnskin, you can get some nice properties with views, but you're just a little bit far away from everywhere. If you're looking just to chill out, Fawnskin's a great place to buy. But if you're looking to go to the village, if you're looking to go skiing, it's just a bit too far away, and I don't think you're going to make as much money as in other locations. The same with Boulder Bay. Oh, the bay's beautiful. You can get some beautiful cabins, higher end, higher price cabins. I love driving through Boulder Bay when I leave Big Bear to go to LA. But once again, it's just a little bit too far from the ski resorts, if you ask me. Is it a good place to buy? I think if you're looking to spend at least 4 to 6 weeks a year personally up in Big Bear, you've got a little bit more money to spend, check out Boulder Bay. But as a rental property, it's not top of my list. Now, what about by the village? You're probably saying, Matt, it's right by the lake, it's by the village, the shops, the restaurants, the hustle and bustle. Buying right by the village is probably the best place to go, right? Maybe it's not. Yes, if you can walk from your rental cabin into the village, that is definitely nice. But guess what? The village is 92315 zip code. Big Bear Lake code enforcement. And if you ask me, it's not as good as the 92314 zip code, which is found in Moonridge. This might be the best place. Now, I just sold a cabin to a lovely couple right by the airport. Once again, 92314 zip code. I like this location. You can get a little bit more bang for your buck. Something that's 650 grand in Moonridge is going to be 550 grand here. So that's always a plus. And you're about a 10-minute drive to 12-minute drive to the village. Shame with Sugarloaf. If you're looking to spend a little bit less money, you'll earn a little bit less, but if your budget's around 500 or below, check out Sugarloaf. You're close to the mountains and it's not too far from the village. However, if you asking me, Matt, what is prime real estate? What is prime location? I'm saying right here. 92314 zip code. There's 92315 zip code in this area, but you've got to look for 92314. It's Big Bear City code enforcement. They're more lenient. It's easier to get your permit. They don't check up as much, supposedly. So that's what I would be looking for in this destination. And if you're liking this video, please like and subscribe. I do plenty of videos on Big Bear and also what it's like to live in Southern California. Hope to see you at my next video. And this is why I love this location. You're 10 minutes or less to the village. You're close to the lake. If you've got kids, you've got the zoo right here. And you're close to the mountains as well. You've also got views, and there's a lot of great cabins for sale in this location. So 92314 in the city of Moonridge within Big Bear, if you ask me, is the #1 place on my list when it comes to buying a rental property. So what is a good budget and how much can you expect to make living in this neighborhood? A good budget here, to be honest, is anywhere between $550,000 and $700,000. I think when it comes to making a profit on your rental, $350,000 to $700,000 is the sweet spot. Above $700,000, your ROI goes down and it's a little bit more tricky. When I've been crunching numbers with clients in the past, $600,000 to $650,000 buying in Moonridge is the sweet spot. There are several cabins right now in Moonridge for under $700,000, and they are bringing in between $70,000 and $90,000 a year. You can get some places for about $400,000 to $500,000. They're going to bring in about $60,000 to $65,000 a year. And you might be like thinking, this is great. We just have to buy a cabin for $650,000 and we can make $80,000 a year. Let's do it. No, that's not the case. And this is the mistake a lot of people made. They just bought these cabins during COVID, left them how they were, and because they made a lot of money in the first year, they thought they were going to make a lot of money in year 2, year 3, year 4. Now they're not, and now they're selling, blaming it on the economy, blaming it on people not going to Big Bear anymore, and it's just not the case. These are the 5 reasons people's cabins are no longer being rented, and these are the musts you should do or make sure your cabin has when you're buying it. And if you're wondering who I am, I'm Matt Tilley, the British bloke. I'm a local realtor. Please reach out with any questions. I help people from my YouTube channel all the time. I love helping people in Big Bear, and I hope to help you as well. Okay, #1, it's a biggie. It has to have a hot tub. And if it doesn't have a hot tub, you need to buy one. And a good hot tub is going to be 10 to 12 grand to buy and have installed. So when you're crunching numbers, if it doesn't have a hot tub, make sure you add that 10,000 to it, because it can be in the right location, it can tick all the boxes. If it doesn't have a hot tub, you are going to lose probably 50% of potential renters. When they're literally going on Airbnb, they are clicking hot tub, trust me. So #1 most important thing, it has to have a hot tub. Secondly, a flat driveway to park your car in. A lot of these places, you've got to go up a steep driveway, and guess what? When it's dark, or if there's people not used to driving in the snow, maybe their car isn't fully equipped for the snow, they start slipping or sliding, they get petrified. I've even known people just to drive home, cancel the Airbnb. So when you're buying an Airbnb, make sure ideally it has 2 parking spots at least, and it's flat ground so they can just drive off the street into the parking spot. If it's covered, even better, but flat driving way, second most important. Third most important, 92314 zip code. Like I said, it's the Big Bear City law code enforcements for rentals. I just think it's the zip code you should be in. It's going to be a lot easier for your property management company to get your permits and just to look after the rental property. #4. The great thing about Big Bear, often when you buy these cabins, it comes with the furniture, which is great. You don't have to worry about having to go buy furniture, get it delivered, etc., etc. I'm a huge proponent of asking for the furniture when it comes to buying rental properties in Big Bear. However, if the furniture is old and looks like Aunt Ethel's house, don't keep it just because you don't want to spend an extra 10 grand. People are looking at photographs when they are looking at rental properties on Airbnb or VRBO or on the rental properties website. So don't just buy the property and keep the crappy furniture or pictures on the wall if that's what it has. You've got to invest to make money, trust me, especially these days. So take a look at the furniture, and if it's not modern, you're going to have to modernize it. Make sure the bedrooms are a good size. There's a lot of cabins that aren't necessarily the biggest. They might have 3 or 4 bedrooms, but guess what? You can only put twin beds in these bedrooms, or maybe a queen at most, and there's not much room for anything else. People want good sized bedrooms, or king beds as well. So when you're looking at these rentals, yes, it might look like a beautiful cabin in a great location, but if the bedrooms aren't big enough, for me, it's definitely a no-no. Also, open concept. When you're there with friends or just your family, you're in the kitchen making dinner, you want to be able to see your family. You want to be talking and hanging out and having all the laughs. So don't buy an Airbnb or rental property where the kitchen is on its own, away from the living space. People aren't going to rent it. And also, a good fireplace. It should be, not necessarily has to be the central figure place in that cabin, but if you've got a nice big fireplace, trust me, when people are looking at pictures and wanting this snow, Christmassy vibe or this winter vibe, a fireplace plays a big role. Also, when looking at the cabins, don't buy cabins with flat roofs. Have roofs like this so the snow drops off. When there was a lot of snow in Mammoth and Big Bear just a couple of years ago, do you know how many flat roofs collapsed because they couldn't take the weight of the snow because the owners weren't there to see how much snow? So make sure that the roofs are sloped. And it doesn't have to be an A-frame, but it has to have some slope. Trust me, it's important. Otherwise, you're going to have a $20,000 roof repair bill. Also, don't have too many stairs leading up to the cabin. There's some beautiful cabins, but if you park and you have to walk 60 stairs up to the cabin and it's icy or dark, people are going to be turned off by that. Maybe they go once, but they don't go back to it again because of this issue, especially if they've got young kids or elderly parents or if they're elderly. So you want repeat business and referrals when you have rental properties. So too many stairs, for me, is a no-no. Also, if you do buy something, get a home warranty. Old Republic in Big Bear, I think, is probably the best. They cover a lot of things that other home warranty companies don't cover, especially in the winter when you may have frozen pipes, and cover the hot tub, cover the air conditioning. Also, there's a lot of old electrical panels, 40, 50 years old. Zinco, for example, they went out of business in the 80s. So check that electrical panel. If it does have an electrical panel of that brand, maybe you can get a credit. Also, have the chimney checked out. During the winter months, the renters are firing this chimney up, especially if it's wood. It causes more damage than gas fireplaces because wood fireplaces are hotter. So when you're doing inspections on the rental property, check the electrical panel and have the chimney checked. If you buy it and then all of a sudden you check it out and there's cracks, etc., it could be quite expensive to fix. That's why you need a good realtor who knows what to look for when you have put an offer in on a house. Just because you get an offer accepted doesn't mean you're home and dry. You've got to check foundation. You've got to check electrical, plumbing. You've got to check the fireplace, the roof, all the appliances, the windows. So make sure you do that. And give me a call if you have any questions. Shoot me an email. I know it's a lot to digest and it can be quite daunting, but like I say, I help a lot of people buy rental properties in Big Bear. I can send you some referrals. I did a video not too long ago of a couple that I helped buy a rental property. Go take a look at it. Here's the thumbnail so you can go find it on my channel. They did a great job with the property and they're doing really, really well right now. But like I said, if your budget's $350,000 and you're happy to make $50,000 a year, you can find a rental property even right now. And if your budget is between $600,000 and $700,000, you can buy rental properties right now in Big Bear, going to pay you $75,000 to $100,000 a year, as long as you follow the guidelines that I've just suggested, and potentially the location as well in Moonridge. So, yeah, hope to hear from you.